There, a lot of people love the Zelda games, and I am a fan of the Zelda games myself. But but it seems a lot of people tend to forget about one reason why Zelda is so good. Um, they could say a lot of people say some of the best things about Zelda is just how amazing the gameplay is in every video game, just how amazing the music is, the level design, how complex all the puzzles are, how challenging they are. There's a lot of things that make Zelda one of the greatest franchises in video game history, but I think one of my favorite things about Zelda that's often overlooked is how amazing the characters are. And because one of my favorite elements of anything in media is the characters. Just all the characters in anything is usually amazing because it's essentially creating new lives to play out a story that you made. And that's actually a pretty big task. It's not that easy to create new characters, and it's because when you create new characters, you gotta plan them out. You can't just draw down and design anything you want. Well, you can, but there's more to it that a lot of people sometimes overlook. And that's just the fact that you're making someone new, and you have to give them just about anything that a real person would have. And that takes a lot of work. You got to try and make them original as possible. You got to give them their own backstory. You got to give them a role. You got to give them a role in your story, and you got to and to relate to the reader or just about anyone. You got to make them intriguing, and you can do that in a number of ways. You can make them relatable, which makes it easier to identify with the reader or the player or anything. And in Zelda's case, probably one of the best characters, without a doubt, in any game at all, is the character Midna from the 13th installment, The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess, which was released back in 2006 and then re-released in 2016, I think, for an HD version on the Wii U. She is, without a doubt, one of the greatest characters in the entire frickin' series. And I wouldn't even hesitate for a moment to say that she's even better than the main protagonist of all the games, Link. And I mean that. And that's crazy because Link has appeared in all 18 games. And he's the main hero. You see him the most. And the fact that Midna, who's not even one of the most memorable characters, she is memorable, but not one of the most memorable main characters. The fact that she's not even one of the main three characters is just incredible. Like, she only appeared in one game, and I think she has some of the best character qualities, even surpassing the likes of more memorable characters like Link or Ganondorf or Zelda. And my reason for that is because she has just about every quality that makes a character great. First of all, I don't want to act like Link, Zelda, and Ganondorf aren't great characters, because they are great characters, but in Midna's case, she has just about every quality a good character has, and she's just amazing. It's just amazing how she has everything that makes a character great. And the fact that she does it just so well. For one thing, she's a very complex character. She has a lot of things going around for her character and her role in Twilight Princess. Just everything about her character is really intriguing. She's really interesting. She's really mysterious. She's really mischievous. She has her own personality. She's not focused too much as a sidekick as she is a character. And while being a sidekick is one of her stronger traits, she greatly makes up for it in terms of characterization. She's a really, really well thought out character in terms of complexity because she's really intriguing. She's really mysterious. When you first meet her, you don't know whether or not you can trust her, and as time goes on, you gradually get more and more intrigued into her, especially at the halfway point especially at the halfway point where you're starting to wonder why Midna wants the few shadows so badly and what it's for. Another reason why she's a great character is because she has a really good backstory. Like, not all Zelda characters really have a fully fledged backstory, but Midna does. It's not the most original backstory, but it's still a great one. How she had all her power taken away from her, and how she's fueled by her determination to get it all back and get back what's rightfully hers. And that's something you gotta admire in a character. Another thing that makes her a great character is her relationship with Link. Not a whole lot of sidekicks have a relationship that's as focused as the one between Link and Midna. The relationship between Link and Navi is said to be a sacred bond, but we don't really see much of their connection that well in Ocarina of Time, at least not as much as Midna and Link were able to relate, because both of them came from a similar kind of background, but both of them having everything they cared about just taken away from them, and then working off each other just to get what they want, and then they put all that aside at the halfway point, and they prove that they've grown to like each other, that they can relate to each other better now, and that they both share a common goal, and that they both want to fight for what's best for both of their sides. She had really good character development, from being somewhat of a mischievous, kind of not so trustworthy character to a character that you can rely on and a character that you do care for. She's just a really good character. And of course her design is really also pretty intriguing too. You can tell that when she was being made, the creators put in a lot of care into how they were going to write this character. Because Nintendo just makes really good characters, and Midna is definitely among some of the best. She's just amazing. And she does have her flaws, but every character has their flaws. She's not perfect, and that's also something I appreciate. She's not perfect. The game doesn't treat her as such. She has many flaws, and she has to overcome them to become a better person. And that's exactly what she does. And we can appreciate more for it. She grows from there. She learns, and that's just what makes her good, and that's what makes her more identifiable as a character. She's just amazing. And she doesn't always get the respect she deserves. She does have a massive fandom, and almost everyone in the Nintendo fandom loves her, but she doesn't seem to get as much publicity as some of the other characters do. And I don't know. I just feel like she's just an awesome character that doesn't really get that much attention. I mean, she does get a lot of attention. Nintendo knows she's a fan favorite, but that's just my thoughts on Midna, and she's just really amazing.